We fell pregnant in 2015. In February of 2016, we had the 20-week scan, and it was noted that she had dilated loops of bowel. We had loads of in-depth discussions with the fetal medical team at North Norwich, and they did lots and lots of scans every 4 weeks with a view to having Anira born early because of the difference in Anira's physiology. It would have made Sonia have something called polyhydramnios, which means there's more buildup of amniotic fluid around Anira. So she was born at 36 weeks plus 1 day. 16 hours after birth, she went down to surgery. They took out a small piece of affected bowel, large intestine, and she was put on PN, so fed through a drip through her into her vein, and she had a stoma fitted.
So Anira was born with bowel trouble, and she was in NICU from day one when she was born.
She spent the time in NICU, and then 26 days after she was born, the plan was to have a stoma reversal, so the piece of bowel that comes out of her stomach was put back in, reconnected, and then with a view to staying a little bit longer in hospital and then coming home. Unfortunately, within the 4-hour operation, the surgeon finished everything he needs to do, and took all the instruments out of Anira, and then unfortunately her heart stopped and they couldn't revive her.
We lost her at 26 days old. Each were brilliant because when we lost Anira, I wasn't sure what to do. We were in the hospital, and then we got took into a little room in NICU, and they were asking us, do you want someone from each to come in? And I was a bit apprehensive at first, thinking, oh no, I'm going to be talking to a stranger, I've just lost my baby, is this what I want? But I would just like to say that I am so grateful. Someone from each came in to see us the day after we lost Anira, and gave us memory boxes, talked to us about different services and different help we could get with each. Also, they did ask if we'd like some memory work done. Like little hand casts were done, footprints, handprints, canvas work, and a little fingerprint was put onto a little pendant necklace for us as well. And I just feel like without each, if they wouldn't have come into the hospital to speak to us, we wouldn't have had all those memories. So now I feel like we have part of Anira with us because of the memories we've got from each. It's nice to have somebody from each to come in to talk to, because we'd need help emotionally as well, and also just to have somebody there to talk to help us get through explaining things to Alfie. Me and Ronnie weren't sure how we would tell him, so when we spoke to the each counsellor, she said to us, be honest with him. So we explained to Alfie the day after we lost Anira that your baby sister has died. He wasn't really sure what that meant, so we explained it to him, and we've told him that she now lives in the sky and that she's always with him. So during the day she's on a cloud, and at night time she's a brighter star in the sky.
She's always with me when I'm at school because she's in the sky.
So fast forward to a little bit further, and we had fell pregnant with Lola. And 20-week scan again, we found out the same kind of issues.
In our minds, we didn't even think it would happen again. So then I had the 20-week scan, and as soon as she scanned my tummy, me and Ronnie looked at each other because we could see from the baby's tummy there was like little holes in the tummy, and we just knew straight away. We were like, yeah, it's a girl and she's got the same problem.
And we thought, well, there you go, lightning strikes twice. So this time we went down to London, to UCLH, University College Hospital London, for some scans. And on the face of it, Lola looks like she's got the same sort of condition as Nira had.
We were worried, obviously, every day in the pregnancy. I was worried. I was having regular scans. I remember being spoken to at the hospital, and they gave me the option to carry on with my pregnancy, and I said, yeah, I do want to carry on, which I'm really glad we did, because she is doing amazing.
We need to give this child a chance, at least, because we know that almost with Anira, that was kind of a one-off. It was major organ failure. With with Lola, you've got to give that child a chance.
But at the time, it was just bringing everything back, worrying day by day, is this little one going to make it? Is she going to be okay? When I had her, my labour was fine, but when I had her, because she obviously got whisked away so quickly, I never had skin to skin with her. And I was worried as well getting too attached to her in case anything happened. So probably only the last couple of months I feel like my bond has been strong with Lola, because I have been too scared to get too attached in case we have to go through what we've been through with Anira. Now that Lola is older and bigger, I don't have those thoughts now, thinking, is it going to happen again? Because I just feel like she's done so well. She's an amazing little girl. And I always tell myself that part of Anira is living into Lola, and that's what gets me through as well.
So we were in Addenbrooke's for 6 weeks, whilst they were assessing her intestinal failure, was what they kind of call it, and see if she is suitable for PN or home parental nutrition, fed to it intravenously through a Hickman 9. A Hickman 9 is something that it goes into the skin, into her chest, tunnels under the skin, it gets put into a vein, and then that vein, the end of the vein sticks just outside the heart, and she's fed that way. So she's connected for 18 hours a day at the moment, with a 6-hour break during the day. And those procedures that to connect her and disconnect had to be really, really thorough with hygiene, because it's essentially a Hickman 9 is an open wound straight into the vein, so we have to be really, really super careful. Combined with the fact that she has low immunity, we have to be even more careful and aware of the procedures that we do. So we got taught how to do that down at Addenbrooke's, and after 9 months of being in hospital from birth, she finally came home for the first time, which is fantastic. And the very next day we went out as a family, because 9 months in hospital, it's tough. People don't realise, you're in hospital all the time and it's easy. It's really, really not. You've got to balance work life, home life, and hospital life all within one day.
Looking back now, we did it, we got through it. Again, I had lots of support from each.
The first one did, second day we got home, we went out for the day, which is great. We've been day trips to zoos, we've stayed at hotels. We
said we're not going to let this impact our family life. So we have the outlook in life that we're going to carry on and lead a normal everyday life with Alfie and Lola. And I don't really think it's had too much of an impact. The biggest thing, obviously, is we just have to plan ahead more. So if we have like a little holiday, like a weekend away, or if we go out for the day, we know we have to get Lola sorted out in the morning. We then carry on with our day, and then we have to make sure we're home by a certain time to get Lola back connected onto her home PN. If not, we just make sure we take all of the medical equipment out with us, and we can just connect her onto her PN when we get home, when we're out, sorry. So I don't really feel like Lola's condition has had a major impact on our lives, everyday life. Alfie is very understanding. Say, for example, if we need help, he will go into the drawers, he will get out medical equipment, he will get out things, and he will help us every way he can.
Help them disconnect and connect her when one of them is doing something.
You only make it as hard as you make it.
So it's practical help that we've had from each. It's emotional help that we've had with each. And they've been with us on the meetings that we've had with hospitals, and they've been able to say, no, look, this family, they can handle it. And we still now have, every 6 weeks or so, we have emotional kind of counselling for how we feel about Lola, and how we manage with Lola, and how we cope with Anira and the feelings that we have with Anira. Each offer both individual counselling and group counselling for families or parents, for those that have lost children. And what I kind of found was, when we lost Anira, everyone was kind of asking how Sonia was and how she's coping, and to a kind of point, kind of felt a bit left out. So when we did group counselling, it was nice to speak to other fathers that have also lost children and sort of see how they've coped and to kind of understand that what I'm going through and what I'm thinking was exactly the same as them. So it was nice to have other men to speak to about losing children.
I've had counselling. I had counselling from like when we lost Anira to help me get through that, and then again with Lola, I asked for some more counselling because again it does help you talking to somebody, because I think when somebody doesn't know you or your family, like when there's no connection, like a relation or a friend, I feel like you can open up more. They can listen to you, they can answer your questions, they can give you like different paths to take and different ways to look at things. So I really feel that from having the counselling, that has really, really helped me. And also I feel that when we go to any of the events which are run by each, say for example the barbecue we went to in the summer, when you go there, the staff are so welcoming. They know you, they know your family because they've got to know you over the time. They will always make you feel welcome. They always will just help you, just talk to you and just be there for you.
Things that are provided by each to help us families lead as much of a normal life as possible is so greatly received and accepted. It makes us feel like a normal family.
So I'm so grateful that the hospital did contact each and they came in and they were able to provide the help and support for us as well.
Certainly we'd be lost without them. Lost without each.